Okay, I'm ready.
All right. Well, we want to welcome uh, Clayton Whitney, CEO of Tree Believe. Clayton, uh,
Thank you.
Jason, it's all yours. Jason Whitney,
Thank
how
you,
should I say?
thank you. I'll go with I do alter ego. Actually, I'm going to tell you about a little bit of an alter ego, but tonight I'm going to be Jason. I'll be Clayton another time.
Right.
So happy holiday, everybody. I appreciate you here. I'm glad that you took the time on our festive season. You know, the average person gains 8 pounds during the holiday season. That's from uh, Halloween to New Year's. The average person puts on 8. That's a lot of pounds. Now, that's so much of a big deal that when you put on 5 extra pounds of body weight, that increases your chance of arthritis by 20%. So every 5 pound increment of added weight on your lower extremities, hips, knees, ankles, increases your risk of arthritis by 20%. So 5 pounds, there's 20%. Another 5 pounds, an added 20%. And so the reason why is your body, the joints, just like on your car, uh, when you go to buy that truck, let's use a truck as an example. Um, they didn't come up with half ton and 1 ton, quarter ton trucks because those titles and names because they just sounded cool. That's because of its carrying capacity. If you put more weight on that quarter ton, you put a ton on it of cargo, you're going to flatten out the springs, you're going to ruin the struts, and you're going to be putting extra wear, more stress on the frame of that vehicle than it was designed to hold. Or your body is no different. And so the results is instead of a cracked frame or broken struts or springs on your vehicle, you're going to have broken bones and sore joints and pain. That does not sound like a holiday cheer to me. So, how do we overcome and how do we avoid the downside of the holiday season's 8 pounds? Well, this is what I tell people. I said, number one, you should be on the 3 Believe protocol anyway. And that's what we're all about. We're here with 3 Believe. Got our start 10 years ago in serving the medical community with the treatment of metabolic syndrome. Thousands and thousands of people through the medical profession. And we wanted to reach more people. Why? Because not everybody goes to their doctor. And so we created a 3 Believe program, involved you as partners and friends to spread the good news, right? And we, instead of coaching them face to face in a doctor's office, we do the coaching through our videos that will soon to be released. And in our testing, they've worked out great. In all of our testing over the last 10 years, overcoming metabolic syndrome really isn't that hard. That's not the tough part. The tough part is really twofold. One, exposing people to this great program. And one person that sent me a testimony that I love what he said. He says, we don't have to do a lot of work. All we have to tell and not sell the program. You don't have to sell it. You just got to tell it. Tell your testimony. Explain what you're doing. Show the results and share the good news. And that's why we have the 3 Believe. And so it relieves symptoms like arthritis. It relieves symptoms like digestive disorders and weight and cardiovascular event, high cholesterol and high blood pressure, risk of diabetes, and the list goes on. Fibromyalgia, any inflammational issue, cognitive thought, the ability to think more clearly, eyesight quality. All these things are great maladies and pains that are inflicted on our nation. We didn't have these things 100 years ago. Are they new inventions, or is it the way that we're eating is different? Well, the latter is the case. Studies have shown, records have shown, we know that we eat differently. Our food is different, and it's showing up in our body. So how do we overcome all these things during the season? What if we have someone that says, look, I understand what you're saying. I don't want to gain an extra 8 pounds. How do I do it? Because I'm not ready to do the full-blown deal. I love my mom's cooking. I love my wife's cooking, or maybe the man is the cook around the house. I just want to enjoy. Well, then go ahead and enjoy. I mean, how many Thanksgiving dinners can you have from November to the end of the year? How many Thanksgiving party or Christmas parties can you go to? How many New Year's parties can you go to? You're not going to them every day. What if you tried this novel idea? Many religions, they ask you to come and worship once a week. They want you to follow the principles every day, but they only ask you to come once a week. They don't expect you to come to church every single day unless you're a terrible sinner like me. So how can we apply that to this protocol? Well, what if you went and had your Christmas dinner or your company party? You took the blocker pills, like Merv was talking about at the beginning of the program. Just gives you an edge. It just shaves off some of the fat that you're going to consume, and mostly the carbohydrates that you're going to consume, but still be able to enjoy the company and taste and flavors. But then the next day you go back on the protocol. Don't wait till the end of the season to go back on. Go on it the right next day. Immediately. Let me tell you an experience. I've been in this program doing what I've asked you to do for 10 years. And I'll show you in some of the videos I'm putting out. You'll see what I looked like 10 years ago. I look younger today than I did 10 years ago. I look younger today than I did 5 years ago. I know that because I have customers come in that haven't seen me for 5 years or even 2 years ago, and they say, what in the world are you doing? Start sharing this fountain of youth that you seem to have. All it is just eating properly, the macro balancing that's in that bag right behind me, right? So this is what I experienced over Thanksgiving. So we had it over at my wife's family, at her brother's place. We had a big family event, and it was a community effort. Everybody brought something. So I brought the garlic mashed potatoes, and I brought the gravy and the stuffing. Now, I'm a pretty good cook, so I brought my little specialty, and somebody else brought their stuff. So at Thanksgiving dinner, I had my meal. I took my blockers, but I enjoyed everything. I had a roll, and I put butter on it. I've had stuffing, and I had mashed potatoes, and I had turkey, and I put gravy on all of it. And I had a salad. Let's see. I had a pie, apple pie, and small little slivers of pumpkin pie. Now, I will admit I did have the wheel apple pie, and I had the wheel pumpkin pie, but I didn't have a wheel turkey bird, right? I enjoyed. And then the very next day, I just went right back on phase 1. Now, I did that, and over the course of 4 days, I actually lost 4.5 pounds over where before the Thanksgiving dinner started. So it's very, very doable. I did not sacrifice anything. I didn't count my calories. I ate until I was full. I mean, I followed good eating practices. That's what and how you can follow the wheel program during the holiday time. Do not wait until after New Year's. I don't want you to be 8, 10, 12 pounds heavier. That's just silly. Let's come in and start it on every other day that you're not at a party. And if you have a company party, family party, another family party, then go ahead and go to them. But just on the next days, go back to phase 1. There's my advice for the holiday season. So I'm going to talk about a testimony. I gave you one just now, how the testimony of the program still works. Works for an old timer. Now when I say old timer, I mean someone that's been in the program for 10 years. It works even for me. Now I'm looking at a piece of paper, okay? Now in our clinic, we have this special scale. It's called the InBody, right over here. It's just a unique quality scale that measures things accurate. It's a very expensive scale. It runs about $11,000. And my wife had an experience. So she went to go and she went to her beautician. And you know how those people talk. They might as well, get licensed, and both as a beautician and then as a therapist, because they talk, don't they? All you women know that. And when I mean talk, I don't mean gossip. What I'm talking about is you just talk about everything under the sun. You share it with, you won't share it with your minister, but you'll share it with your beautician, your hairdresser, right? So she started this program. She was telling my wife, her beautician. Do they call them beauticians now? Or the hairstylist? Esthetician. Earlier in the program, I'm showing my age when I say beautician, and early in the program I said britches. Does anybody under 20 years old even know what britches are? Wow. Yeah. I'm showing all 55 years of my life. Anyway, she talked about this new program that she started that her insurance company is paying for. And here's the philosophies that you're met with. How is our program, how is 3 Believe different than all the other programs that are out there? Now, granted, it's just kind of foolish for me to say, we're just better. I can't just say that. I got to back it up with something. Well, I'm going to say it in the first hand. We're just better. Not only is our program better, the step-by-steps are better. Not only is our philosophy better, but our products are better. And let me give you an example to back that up. So she was going, what was her name? Tara. Okay. I want to use a name so that you can get this straight. So Tara is the esthetician, and Callie is the person that's being worked on. And she started this program, and what they're measuring and looking at is the BMI. Now, the BMI is the body mass index, is what that stands for. It is a measurement chart that just measures your height and your weight. Does not measure your sex, male or female, your age, your body type, whether it be athletic, whether it be skinny, whether it be stocky. Doesn't do any of that type of stuff, because we know that men have per pound more muscle mass than women do. That's just the physiology, right? Well, it doesn't separate that. It's just simple. You're this tall, you should, and you weigh this much. Here's your BMI number. And then they don't want you to be over a certain number. So if you're 30 or over on a BMI, you're obese. Okay? So that's how they're measuring everything on her progress. So as Tara was explaining the program to Callie, she was telling her, yeah, well, my BMI is this. And Callie was asking her questions and says, well, what is your body fat percentage? Oh, I don't know. Well, what is your hydration? How much hydration do you have? They didn't talk about that. Oh, okay, well, surely they talked about muscle mass. Nope, didn't talk about that at all. Well, we all know that of all the fat that's on our body, the fat that's on our arms or chest or buttocks or legs, the one that's going to kill us, the one that is most deadly, are the ones that are around our organs, and we call that visceral fat. Surely they talked about and your measurement of your visceral fat. Nope. Well, the odd thing is that Callie knew that she had those numbers because they were measuring her on the in-body. The same machine that has all of our data here. But they don't talk about it. Now, they don't talk about it because of 2 reasons. Maybe 3. 1, they don't care about why a person weighs what they weigh. Now, you know that that's part of our motto here. We want you to care about why you weigh what you weigh rather than what you weigh. Because what you weigh is the BMI philosophy. You're this tall, you weigh this much, there's your BMI. So the whole goal is, because you're not going to get taller unless you start whacking off your feet, your height's not going to change. So the only other element to change your BMI is to lose pounds. Well, what if that means that you have to lose hydration? The nation is already dehydrated. Why in the world would we want to do that? As people get older, mostly women, they're losing muscle mass. Why in the world would we want to lower our muscle mass? That is a terrible, terrible price to pay, is losing muscle mass. What's the number one precursor to low bone density? In other words, if you want to avoid osteoporosis as you get older, what's the number one thing you should do? Don't follow what they say on the TV commercials and take more vitamin or calcium. That's not going to do it. It's not going to do it. Muscle mass. The stronger your muscles are, the stronger your bones are. When you plant a tree outside, when it's a little tiny twig, you don't want the wind to rip it right out of the ground, so you tie these stakes in the dirt. And then you tie these strings around the tree to hold it in place so that the wind doesn't destroy it. After that tree takes root, and that tree gets a little bit of thickness in its trunk, if you don't take that rope and stake out, then when that thing grows big, when a wind does come along, it'll push that thing right on over. What makes the tree strong when it has all this mass, because basically a tree is just a big sail, like a sail on a ship, and it catches more wind and it just moves that tree. Well, that action of moving back and forth actually strengthens the tree. That is the same what happens to your bones. The more muscle you have in your body, the stronger your bones are, because your bones know that if you have great strong muscles, it has to match the tensile strength. Your bone has to have the tensile strength so that the muscle doesn't break the bone. That's how you will prevent osteoporosis. So ladies, any of you that are over, at any age, you should be doing weight-bearing exercises and getting the right amount of protein, which is in that bag right back there. You want to work now of getting your muscles strong. Take the CMR so that you're getting your protein, or you're getting the amino acids so your protein is hitting your muscle tissue, and build it up. That's how you chase away osteoporosis. Okay? I got a little sidetracked there. Sorry. So back to Tara and Callie. So they didn't talk at all about those numbers. They talked about BMI because all they care about is losing pounds. They don't care if they dehydrate you. Dehydration is a horrible thing to be in. It's not good for the body at all. And they don't care if you lose muscle mass. So how do you know if you're getting the right amount of nutrients? Well, they don't care because they're not even talking about it. They didn't even teach their people how to watch for it. What a terrible thing. This is why we ask you to get the bioscale when you start the protocol, so that you can measure where you're at in your hydration, your muscle mass, and then your fat, because your pounds don't matter. So always pay attention. If you're looking at that scale and you're looking to drop weight, I'm asking you to redirect your focus. Don't look at the weight. Look at what kind of weight you're dropping. Keep your muscle, increase your water weight, increase your muscle mass if it's insufficient, and drop the fat. So this lady, this poor girl, was told by the nutritionist, because she followed the program that they were giving her, and good for her, she lost 8 pounds? 10 pounds in like 10 days. Now, she's heavier, so she has some weight to lose. And she went in for her consultation with the therapist. And you know what the therapist told her? Told her, stop. Don't lose any more weight. Stop it. She goes, why? Because if you lose any more weight, your BMI is going to drop too low. and the insurance company measures the BMI as the qualifier whether the insurance company will pay for the treatment. Is that the saddest thing you've ever heard? They will only pay if you're unhealthy, and if you succeed, then they will punish you by not paying anymore. And not only that, but what they're looking at is just total body weight, not what kind of weight they're losing. So she told her, just learn all the information that you can, and then when we're all done with the course, then you can apply all of it. Now, it's my theory. I don't know, but I'm just going to throw it out there. Perhaps that she did that for two reasons. One is so that her customer, her client, could get all the information. Maybe it's because the nutritionists know that if she got kicked out of the program, she wouldn't make any more money. It's kind of backwards, isn't it? So what I'm asking you is to focus during this holiday season to increase your hydration weight, maintain your muscle mass, get rid of the fat. Okay? You would be successful, according to other Americans, if you could just maintain the amount of fat that you have and not gain the 8 pounds. That would be a success. Consider that a success story. And then after the new year is done, then get on the program and go full bore and get that, as they say, the beach body ready for spring. So you can hit the beach and pose for all the girls or the boys, depending on who you are. She was also surprised. Oh, should I tell her about your... So Callie talked to Tara about, well...
She showed me her numbers.
She asked for her numbers, her body fat percentage. Callie knew how to read it, and found out that her body fat percentage was 50%. So half of her total mass was fat. Now that's too high. And so Callie asked her, well, how heavy do you think I am? She says, well, I don't know. I think you're probably about 115 pounds. And Callie's not a big person. And she chuckled and she says, I'm 130, 131. What? Yeah, and my body fat percentage is 27. Now, for a woman, that's good. For a man, that's a little high. So her body fat percentage is half of what Tara's is. But she has muscle mass. She has higher muscle mass ratio than what the other person that weighs more. Tara's muscle mass was
50.
No.
50%.
Not her muscle mass. That was her fat.
Her fat and her muscle.
So I think what I'm asking for is on this chart. I think what you said is her muscle mass was like 38%, and Callie's is higher. So even though Callie weighed less, she had more muscle than the heavier person did. I'm telling you, that makes all the difference. Years in the future, in today, getting up and running around, burning calories, it does you so much better. In fact, you need to understand the value. One of the extra benefits of muscle mass is this. If I took a twin of me, oh boy, would that be trouble. A twin of me, and there's two of us sitting on the couch. And we didn't eat anything, and we didn't move around. We just sat on the couch and watched reruns of Gilligan's Island. And for 24 hours. The only difference is that Jason number 1 had 10 pounds more of muscle, and Jason number 2 had 10 more pounds of fat. They both weighed the same total body weight, but the ratios were just a little different. One had 10 pounds more of muscle, one had 10 more pounds of fat. In that 24-hour period, the Jason that had just 10 more pounds of muscle mass burned 500 more calories just sitting there doing nothing, because it takes more calories to keep that muscle tissue alive, those cells alive, than it does to keep fat cells alive. That's amazing. So that's why you will actually burn more calories with more muscle mass than you will just total body weight. That's another reason to increase your muscle mass. So if you want to eat more pie during Thanksgiving, It builds your muscle mass, and you'll burn more calories eating the pie while you're sitting there than the other person at the other end of the table that weighs the same and has more fat. Not the reason to do it, but food for thought. So that was another testimony. So she's taking advice from Callie. She's doing a little coaching with Callie, redirecting her focus on why you should not look at your total body weight, but look at why you weigh what you weigh. And I'm looking. I've heard some testimonies out there. I haven't gotten any this week. So folks, send me in your testimonies. Don't wait. You're a revelation and an inspiration to other people. Don't be selfish and hand out those great results, and you'll inspire someone else. I want to talk about some of the progress you're going to see next week. Some of the things that have been working in the back office. Now, some of you have been noticing a little bit of change with our shipping. We've been working for a year writing this program and our shipping. So some of you have noticed it. All of you will notice it really soon, that the shipping costs have come down, which is great. And so what it is, it's an algorithm that is there to benefit in just smarter. The system's smarter. No longer is it just a set price for shipping. It depending on where you're at in the country from us and how much the weight is, but everyone's saving more money. So that's good. Now, one thing that you'll start to see is that when you place your order, you'll get an email confirmation your order was accepted and placed and everything's good. When that order actually ships from our location, it generates, what happens is when we go to ship it, we print off the shipping label. That also triggers a notification email that goes out to you. And that email will tell you, hey, your product just shipped, and here's the tracking information so that you can track it. You just take that number and you plug it into the search browser of whatever carrier, whether it's UPS, FedEx, or USPS, and it will tell you the progress of where it's at. You don't have to call in and wonder where it is. That's a cool feature. So that will help your customers and help yourself know if it actually is on its way, and you don't have to wonder. Merry Christmas. It came early. Another thing you'll notice is there's some great features in the back office for managing your group of partners, people that are in the business. And I'll do that in the webinar because there's a lot of cool features there that I'm going to show. I wanted to spend some time talking about this program that we've been working on with marketing. I want to, I'm going to give you some inside information. I want to tell you right up front, I don't say this to brag. I don't say this to impress you or to have you think that I'm an awesome guy. I say this to impress upon you, which is different than trying to impress you. I want to impress upon you the importance of this marketing program that we're bringing about. So there are people that are making lots and lots of money on the internet. We all know that. Let me give you an example. Last year, Walmart, the biggest retailer in the world, did 15 billion. Yeah, they did $15 million of online sales, internet sales. So instead of going to their stores, they went onto Walmart's website and bought products, and it was delivered that way. Okay, and they did 15 million. Amazon did 107. Let me correct myself. Billion, not million. They did 15 billion online, and Amazon did 107 billion last year online. Many, many times more. But do you know how much bigger Walmart is than Amazon? 5 times bigger. Walmart is 5 times bigger than Amazon as a total company sales, but Amazon is kicking Walmart all over the place. So where are future sales at? Future sales are growing much faster online than they are in brick and mortar, like Walmart's housed. So it doesn't matter how big you are. It matters that you're on the internet and you know how to market online. And that's where I'm asking you to be. I'm asking you to focus your efforts. Kind of compare it to a train down at the station. Does anybody ride trains anymore? Not trams. I mean old-fashioned trains. Well, picture an old-fashioned train. A steamer. That's even more Americana, right? So you're at the loading dock to get onto the train to go to the destination. Now the destination is better. It's a better place to be, right? It offers better opportunity. It's a better neighborhood. It's cleaner streets. It's greener fields. It's prettier people. Better food. I mean, it's just better. That's where the train's going, and we're heading in that direction. Right? So we're inviting everyone that we can to get on the train with us. There's plenty of room. It's a huge train. And we're leaving the station at a certain time. Now, the train is not going to stop and hold up all the people that are on the train to wait for those that decided not to get on the train. Because what's going to happen is some of the people are going to get left behind at the station because the train is leaving the station. And you're going to get left behind. I don't want that to be you. We're this train that's headed down this track. We've been building this platform for a long time. It takes a lot of infrastructure, and we're going to be launching it here in the next couple of weeks. And I'm looking for some interested people, and I'll explain more about that. So listen in and find out what interested people. You do not want to miss this part, okay? So, back to my story. So we've been learning from literally the world's greatest mentors and leaders in this field. We've been going to seminars. We've been doing webinars. We've been going out of town. Callie and I don't get any sleep. Did you get any sleep? She's over there with her eyes closed. I know she's not sleeping, but we are here dedicated to teach you this information. Let me tell you how good some of these people are. Right? So we went to the seminar in Long Beach just a couple of weeks ago. And when the main speaker, his name's Mark, he had several speakers there, but the main speaker, Mark, went down into the hotel. I wish I would have grabbed a rock. You know, you all know what a river rock is, right? It's smooth. There's no jagged edges because the water just runs off all the edges. It's a river stone. And some hotels will use these decorative rocks in their foyer and in their planters to make it look cool. He just grabbed one of these little rocks, took a picture of it. Then he put it on the escalator. Went up the escalator, you know, right at the end of the escalator, it has that little metal bar, and the rock went up, and it hit that bar, and it just flipped over, hit the bar, flipped over, hit the bar. He filmed that last little part, about 20 seconds worth of all it was is a rock going up the top of an escalator and hitting that little bar for 20 seconds. No people were in this picture. It was just a picture of the rock and then this video of it going up the escalator. He did it to prove a point because people are in the room. Now, I want to also add, Callie and I were about the only ones that were there that were not marketing experts. There were people there learning actual agencies. Now, when I say an agency, a marketing agency, these are businesses. They're taking people's money to tell them how to market online, and they're at the same course that we're at, trying to learn how to market online. It's almost like hidden secrets. And I know it's hidden for me. I've spent over $50,000 over the last 6 years trying to figure this stuff out. I promise you that not everybody knows about this, and I haven't found anybody. I've gone through, at least 20 agencies over the last 6 years trying to find someone that knows the code. Finally found somebody. And I didn't just find one, I found a couple, because the one guy introduced me to other guys. Anyway, this little rock, the guy, Mark, wanted to prove a point. Because everyone is saying, it's not easy to get followers on Facebook. And it's not easy. When you see lots of followers, that's I don't even know how they do it. It's amazing, right? took this rock and he named it. He built a Facebook page and called it Jimmy Limestone. Named the rock, set up a Facebook page under that name, and in 3 days boosted it to where it had followers. All it was this little film that come up to the top of the escalator. That's it. You want to guess how many views there were in 3 days? 40,000 people had viewed this video. 40,000 people watched a rock go up an escalator and stop. That was it. The point that he was trying to make was, if you know what you're doing, you can boost anything and people will watch it. If you have a product or service and you know what you're doing, you can sell product. It doesn't even matter the quality of the product. Now, it will matter the quality if you want to get them to reorder, but getting that first purchase really isn't that hard. Not that hard at all. Now, ladies and gentlemen, do we have a good product? Those of you that have been on the program month after month, meal after meal, you know that we have the best product out there. It's not gimmick that's inside of this bag. It's the real deal. It really works. Can you imagine what is going to happen when you learn this information and they taste this stuff and they see the results? Well, we're going to have a lot more than 40,000 views. Okay? Now, you might be asking, well, how much did it cost? Because Facebook makes money. That's how they make money. They boost. They have advertising. Okay? And so Mark paid $20 in boosting. And you're going to understand what boosting means here soon. I'll teach you about that. You boosted this video, $20, 40,000 views. It's not going to cost you a lot. In fact, I'm going to teach you a technique that when you get started to start boosting, when you're ready, I'm going to ask you to start boosting at $1 a day for 7 days. That's it. If you can't afford $1 a day for 7 days, then maybe the social media marketing's not for you. If you can invest $7 and then we'll boost it, I'll show you how to turn that into a fortune. Now let me prove my point another way. One of the other speakers that were there, or that we learned that he wasn't there at this conference, but one of the successful people. He's from Idaho, a neighbor to me, and he had to make some money. He was married. He was a college athlete. Needed to make some money. Couldn't have a full-time job because he was going to full-time school, and he was also an athlete. His wife was off to work, but they had a baby on the way, and you know how that is, right? So he needed to make some extra money. So how many of you have ever heard of a spud launcher or a potato gun? Really? All it is a little tube, right, about 2 inches in diameter, and you put potatoes in it. And then you have an accelerator, something like hairspray, and you shoot these potatoes out of these guns. And the fun part is, I guess, is you shoot trees with them and you see how far your potato is, and you have contests. My potato went farther than your potato. I don't know. I don't get it. But he was making $10,000 a month selling the plans and information of how to make a potato gun. How to not to blow your head off. How to make a good one so it doesn't break. How to make one so it shoots farther. He wasn't even selling the actual gun, okay? And then that was when he first got started. Then what he thought is that he wanted to make it easier for other people. Now, he sells a product that I'm actually going to teach you how to use when the time's right, when you're ready for it, when you've educated yourself. Not yourself, when we've educated you. And it's called a funnel system. All that is, it's just a term for advertising, right? And again, I'll teach you that later. Well, back in the day, or even still today, you'd have to have programmers make a funnel. Now, a funnel is you put out an ad, and then you get a landing page, and then you have a capture page where it captures the information, and then that takes you to another page, and then it collects that data, and then you cross-market something else to them, and you filter through the people that are interested, and that's called a funnel, and then you sell your product. Okay. Well, it'd take him 8 people working full time for 6 to 8 weeks. 6 to 8 weeks to make one funnel system. Cost him about $30,000 in labor costs. And then they didn't know if it was going to work until after they tested it, right? And so he thought, man, you know what? I got to figure out a way to make this easier. And so they now, it took them about a year to automate this funnel process, this program, something that we'll use, and I'll show you how to use it, to do it in 1 hour. What used to take 6 to 8 guys 8 weeks to make, you can do it in 1 hour with one person that's not technically trained. Pretty cool software. Well, I want you to grab your calculator. Okay? Grab a calculator. So you have them on your phone. You got one there on the kitchen counter. I want you to grab it because I'm going to show you some pretty impressive numbers. He sells that for $109. All right? Well, last year he sold 30,000. So I want you to take 30,000. So that's 3,0,0,0,0, and I want you to times it by 109. Now, those of you can see the screen right here. All right, that's bad light right there. Okay, what did that say on there? It says 3.27 million. Oh, I forgot to say that's $109 a month. He makes 300 or 3.2, almost $3.3 million a month just for the subscription fees. Now you would be thinking, oh my goodness, that's wonderful. This is the best part, what I'm going to tell you. Last year alone, he has 71 people that has used a ClickFunnels, one ClickFunnels, because you use one funnel for every product or service that you're selling. So if you're selling 2 products, you have 2 different funnels. These 71 people, just measuring one of the funnels, 71 of them made at least $1 million a piece. Wow. This is the power of knowing what you're doing. These are the mentors, the people that we're learning from firsthand. Okay? This is what I'm going to pass on to you. But I need you to be ready because the train is leaving the station. I'm asking you to get ready. What does this mean? Well, this comes to the commitment. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put somebody on the spot. Let me turn on the microphone. And Merv, can you hear me, sir?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Merv, all right. Let me find you on the system so that I can single you out and I don't have to listen to everybody else here. All right. Okay. I'm going to lock you. Hang on there a second. And okay, Merv, are you back?
I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I apologize in advance. I'm going to put you on the spot. So, what's your impression of those 2 stories I told you about the potato launcher and this guy with this funnel and that money and what? Tell me what you thought about that.
That's exciting.
Okay.
It's exciting. That's exciting. Boy.
So is it something? I mean,
I can hardly wait to get involved.
Does it sound like something that's a little bit above your pay grade? Like do you know how they did it?
I'm over 80 years old. Can I learn that thing?
That's a good question. All right, so this is what I'm going to do. Let's see if you can learn it. So I'm going to put myself right out there and make myself public. So Merv, I want to take you. Let's qualify you. Do you have a computer at home?
I have one at the office.
Okay, you got one at the office. You don't. So when you get home after the day's work, you don't do any computer surfing, internet surfing.
No.
Okay.
No,
do you have a Facebook page?
No.
Do you know how to set one up?
No.
All right. Do you have any other social media pages like Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn and Snapchat?
I have a flip cell phone.
All right. You have a phone. Congratulations. Good job. All right. So we know that you this is all new to you. right? All right. I will teach you everything that we've learned from these people, all right? And if you will do this. So you have to learn how to do this phone. Where's my phone? You have to learn how to do this. So you got to have one, two things. You got to have a smartphone, right? So what a smartphone is it's not really a brand. It's a function. So this smartphone right here is that I can go here. I can go to the internet. Okay. So now I go, oh, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to go right on here and go to this one website. I hear it's awesome website. Great products, powerful stuff. And so I'm going to pull that up. And does anybody see what that is? Looks like my signal's a little slow right now. Boy, that kind of blew the anticlimactic moment there, didn't it? So what I'm doing is I'm pulling up our 3 Believe site. What a smartphone is that it gives you the power to do everything that you do on your laptop computer or your base computer. There it is. And you can do it on your phone. You can order products on your phone. Why is this important? For a couple of reasons. I can right here do a video of myself. Hey, everybody, how are you? Love you. Can't wait to see you. Then I can post that up to any one of my social media sites. For example, Facebook, right? So when Mark shot that rock, he didn't bring in professional cameras. He used this camera right on the back of the phone. These phones have excellent cameras on them. High resolution cameras. 8 megapixels, most of them. And so he shot that, uploaded it. All that is just, I'll show you how to do all that. Upload it to the Facebook account, and that's how you do it. You have to do one or the other. For you to be in part of this experiment, or this project, Merv, is you got to get a smartphone, or you got to get a camera that enables me to upload it. One or the other. Because what I need to do, this is what the experts have told us, is that I want you to create and make you a star. I need, in order for us to sell the 3 Believe message and products, people don't care about the business until there's a person behind it. That means I'm going to create a brand of Merv and of Mary and of Ellen and of Sam and all the other people that are interested. Everybody that didn't want to be left back on the station, want to get on the train, we will help and show you. We'll build these pages and then we'll promote you. So instead of them being Jimmy Limestone or Rock, it'll be Merv. All right, it'll be you. And that's how you use the tool that people are interested in. And then what I want you to do is I'm going to tell you for all, this is the qualification. You got to get a smartphone or a camera. Cheap. They're cheap, ladies and gentlemen. They're not lots of money, all right? And then I want you to practice. I need you to post a video. 10 seconds, 30 seconds. Just make it. I want you to get used to just talking in front of the camera. I want you to not talk about the product. I want you to talk about yourself. Tell me about your childhood. Tell me about the first day you went to, your dance and the first football game you had the time you had a hot dog and got an upset stomach at the circus. I mean, just tell me a story that's less than a minute. Short and sweet, and that's it. You have to learn how to just get used to talking in the camera. That's how we will boost you. I'll tell you with the script and the material later that the experts have found to be most successful. If you do that, then I can take you to 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, 500,000 views and followers, and that is your audience. So those of you that have not talked to your friends and family, I don't know why you haven't, but if you're afraid to, that's how you can build a new audience. That's how this guy took and got 30,000 people buying his software. Doesn't matter what it is, it matters the message that you're giving. So Merv, I'm putting you on the spot. By next Thursday, I need you to get a smartphone, upgrade your phone to a smartphone, or you get a cheap little camera that has the ability to upload to Facebook. Will you?
I called him today, and I got an appointment Monday to get my smartphone.
Look at that. Amazing. Good job. All right. Now, the rest of you that are out there, we're looking for people, because imagine this story. I love this story. The better the content, the better the story, the more people will listen. People are watching a rock come up an escalator. That was a story, a boring story. Your story is so much more important, all right? So we'll tell a story of you and your experiences with the 3B products. And I want you now to get your smartphone or get a camera. And any of you that are listening, I need an experience. I want Merv. Merv, how old are you, sir?
84.
84 years old. So when Merv gets on and he tells his story and people look down there and they see that he has 50,000 views, then he has 150 views, they're going to wonder how in the world they can do that. So when they hear him saying, I will teach you how to do this, all Merv's going to do is do the same thing that I did for him. It's easy. It'll be easy. All you have to do is learn something you don't currently know. I'll teach it to you. All right? Then there's a lady out there that's 70 years old. Well, she appeals to a certain audience. Merv appeals to another audience. Then I got Callie over here that's a young mother of two. She appeals to that audience. Then I got a woodworker over here, and I got a truck driver over there. That appeals to a different kind of worker. And then I got an office worker that works in the reception area. You all have a demographic of people that are already wanting to hear from you. I'm looking for everyone in the demographic. If you want to be a case study where we will take Merv's example and we will video it, chronicle it, and show the success from rags to riches, from nothing to a huge following. That is a story that will sell. So we will do it for anyone that are interested. You got to work a little bit, which is basically just do what we ask. I'm not asking for any payment. I'm not asking for any money, right? I'm just asking for your commitment. Now, after you get your either your smartphone or a camera, if you don't know, just go to Best Buy or Electronics Store and say, I need to take a video that will upload to Facebook, and I want the cheapest camera you got. You tell them that, they'll tell you exactly what to do. All right? I recommend getting a phone, because you carry your phone with you all the time, then you can do a video quickly. That's my personal recommendation. Then I want you to know how to do it, how to shoot the video. Then I want you to do this one last thing between now and next Thursday. All right? I want you to decide what is your message. All right? Meaning, I want you to take the elements of metabolic syndrome, and then I want you to pick one. Just one for now. So let's go through them, and by now to then you pick one. I want your message to be those that are overweight. Your message is going to be about weight. Your message is going to be about diabetes. Your message is going to be about high blood pressure. Your message is going to be about high cholesterol, fatty liver disease, and digestion, bad digestion. Right? That's just to start with. You pick one. Now it could be you want to talk about diabetes because your cousin, your uncle, your father died from diabetes. You want to talk about weight because we got a guy here that's lost 50, 60 pounds. His is going to be about weight because he associates to it. He's got a great story to tell. I don't care which one it is. I want you just to pick one. Right? And then we'll use that as your product message, your theme, and we'll build the story around that. That's all I ask you to do by next Thursday. Now, if you send me an email telling me who you are, that you got your smartphone or your camera and you picked your message. Just tell me which one it is. That group will be those that we will teach in the first batch. So if you're serious about this business, if you're serious about spreading the good news, or you don't care a bit about the money, take all the money and just donate it to charity, and all you care about is helping people overcome the symptoms that you're concerned about. Let's say maybe it's diabetes. That's great too. That's enough motivation. Send me an email before our webinar. So before 5 o'clock next Thursday, send it to me and we'll include you in our group. You'll be our beta group and we'll build a message around it. Then we'll tell you more about what we'll be doing. So there's your assignment. There's my invitation and there's my challenge. Don't get left behind. This is a moving station, right? I'm going to tell you one more story. One of the people that was there that I have as a mentor, personally, face to face, this man. I gave you the example of the Walmart and the Amazon story. Well, there's lots of people and individuals and companies that do have the code. Not a lot. But there's a large enough group that are teaching us how to do it. Right? And you know what? I should probably tell you where to send that email. I'm sorry. Send that list. Those of you who want to be to support at 3believe.com. So any of you that want to be a part of that group, send your name, what your item is, confirm whether you got a camera or a smartphone to support at 3believe.com. The number 3, BELIEVE.com. Okay. Anyway, he's there. There's lots of people that do business. You know, there's a group that does it for Walmart, and they do it for Amazon, they do it for Zappos, and they do it for just all these companies. Well, there's only one that can make the claim of having $1 billion account, meaning they have in their budget they manage is $1 billion of ad spend with just Facebook. He spends $1 billion for his clients. There's nobody that has that big of an account. He's the only one. And he's mentoring us. And if you're a partner with us, that means he's mentoring you. That's the accessibility that you have for us. This is vital. Facebook gives him all the secret information, the newest information. Why would Facebook do that? Because they're getting $1 billion from all these companies. They want them to be successful and continue to buy ads. They tell this guy's name's Dennis, tells Dennis, and Dennis tells me, and I tell you. Man, I'm telling you, you've heard the story. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Well, I know him, and you know me, and I know you. Let's go out and help save some people and enrich our health and enrich and satisfy our financial needs. So there's the invitation. I hope that you got some benefits out of it. I hope that you're inspired to follow through with the 3 Believe protocol the rest of the season. God bless you all. Be safe. There's a lot of crazy people out there driving on the roads in the holidays. And if you do partake of the liquors and the alcohol, don't drink and drive. All right? Take an Uber. Get a friend. Don't take the chance. It's just not worth it. Don't do it. I plead with you. Be safe. Be loving. Love your fellow man. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Merv, I think my welcome is over.
That's exciting. Well, that's exciting. That's a tremendous opportunity, man.
All right, get on board, and we'll build this for you, and we'll talk.
I can't imagine anybody not wanting to do that. I mean, that's just incredible. That's just incredible. So.
Yep. I'm glad, Jason, that you've done this for us. Thank you.
Well, you know, I told somebody the other day, and I know it may sound a little strange, but I have goals, and the only way I can achieve my goals is by making you successful. And I'm going to tell you right up front, my goal is twofold. My goal is to rid 100,000 people through 3 Believe of metabolic syndrome. They don't have any of the symptoms. 100,000 people. I also have a goal, and I hope it's the same people, but they may not be. 100,000 people that are making $10,000 a month. Those are my two passions that you heard me talk about. Overcome metabolic syndrome and rid people of this zero bank account thing. I want you to be financially secure. I cannot do this without you. So I plead with you, do this with me. Hop on the train, and let's go together.
I'm Bob Price, and I'm on board, buddy.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate you here. I love you. I love you all.
Thompson, I'm on board too.
Thank you. Send me the email so we can get a list, and then we'll start making a call sheet of what we need to do to build. I'm one of those. I don't want to offend anybody. I know that not all of you are Christians, but forgive me. I'm gonna say it. Merry Christmas. I'm not gonna say Happy Holidays. I'm gonna say Merry Christmas. Thank you all. I respect you all, and good night.
God bless.
Good night.
Thank you.
God bless you. God bless you. Good night.
Amen. Hallelujah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
Man, praise the Lord. That's exciting. So,
Good night,
all right.
everybody.
God bless everybody. And fabulous call. And good night.
Yep.
And we'll